It's no surprise that everyone loves a good mystery. More than that, everyone loves to obsess over a mystery that no one has managed to solve. What could be more fascinating than diving into a puzzling discovery, chasing one strange theory after another, and finally saying, aliens? Some discoveries create more questions than answers. And the deeper you look, the weirder they become. And today, we'll look at the 15 most puzzling discoveries that defy explanation. So, are you ready? Well, let's dive in. Number 15. The Churramama aliens back in 2014. A discovery in India's Churramama region stirred up far more questions than answers. Archaeologists found a series of ancient cave paintings believed to date back roughly 10,000 years. That alone would have been insane, but the most brain-blowing part was what appeared on the walls. They didn't find hunting scenes or animals, but these paintings show weird figures with large heads, oversized eyes, and bodies covered by what many say resemble protective suits. Some wear elaborate headgear, unlike anything normally associated with prehistoric art. Then there's the object beside them. In several images, a disc-shaped form appears to rest on 3 supports. To some, it looks surprisingly similar to a landed UFO. Because of these super unusual details, many people began referring to the figures as the Churramama aliens. The paintings attracted enough attention that Indian authorities launched a formal investigation with assistance from NASA. But despite the interest, very little information ever emerged afterward. Number 14. The strange Bolina skull. Much of the Philippines' pre-colonial past remains unexplored, but discoveries like this are slowly changing that. At the Balangays archaeological site in Bolina, Pangasinan, researchers uncovered a human skull unlike any other found in the region. To protect the site from looters, its exact location has never been publicly disclosed. What makes the skull so remarkable is the presence of gold decorations embedded directly into its teeth. These thin gold pegs, arranged in patterns resembling fish scales, bear a surprising resemblance to modern gold grills worn today. Creating them would not have been simple. Small holes had to be drilled into the teeth before the gold could be inserted. If the procedure was carried out while the individual was alive, it must have been extremely painful. The practice, known as pusad, was likely a visible symbol of wealth, prestige, and high social standing. Historians believe it was very common among members of the pre-Hispanic Filipino elite. Some individuals also dyed their teeth black or red, though the reasons behind those customs are still not fully understood, and maybe will never. Number 13. The ancient rock art. In Colombia's Amazon, almost every ancient culture left behind some form of rock art, but very few created anything on the scale of the prehistoric paintings discovered in Colombia's Amazon rainforest in 2020. Spanning nearly 8 miles across towering cliff faces, this immense gallery of artwork remained concealed for thousands of years, protected by the region's isolation and the remarkably stable conditions of the surrounding jungle. These 12,500-year-old paintings depict handprints, animals, and scenes from a world that no longer exists. Among the figures are horses, giant sloths, mastodons, and other creatures that once roamed the landscape. There are also unusual human-like forms that some researchers believe may represent spiritual or mythical beings. A few images have even been interpreted as people jumping from wooden structures, though that explanation remains debated. Because of its size, complexity, and exceptional preservation, scholars have described the site as the Sistine Chapel of the Ancients. Number 12. Pakal the Great and the Astronaut Tomb. When Mexican archaeologist Alberto Ruiz Luilille entered the tomb of Pakal the Great in 1952, he wasn't expecting to uncover one of the most controversial images in ancient history. Every single thing about the discovery was impressive. Hidden deep inside the Temple of the Inscriptions sat a massive stone sarcophagus weighing several tons. Inside rested Pakal himself, surrounded by jade ornaments and crowned with an extraordinary funerary mask. But it wasn't the treasures that captured public attention. People became obsessed with the enormous carved lid covering the tomb. Mainstream scholars see it as a symbolic scene showing Pakal's journey into the underworld. Others see something entirely different. Take a close look, and it's easy to understand why the debate never ends. Some believe Pakal appears seated inside a machine, his hands positioned on controls while flames or exhaust seem to emerge below him. Whether that's mythology or something real is still one of archaeology's most famous debates. Number 11. Relic of Mary Magdalene. Among the countless artifacts displayed at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, few inspire as much curiosity as the reliquary associated with Mary Magdalene. Created sometime between the 14th and 15th centuries in Tuscany, it's both beautiful and creepy in equal measure. The reliquary was crafted from copper, silver gilt, rock crystal, and delicately decorated verre glomus glass. Its elaborate design reflects the extraordinary level of skill achieved by late medieval craftsmen. Yet the true source of fascination lies not in the container itself, but in what it was built to protect. At its center rests a preserved human tooth believed by many to have belonged to Mary Magdalene, the biblical follower of Jesus who witnessed his crucifixion. While a tooth could survive for 2,000 years under the right conditions, there is no reliable way to prove such a connection today. So, is it authentic or a man-made myth? Number 10. Egyptian sarcophagus, found in Essex. The English county of Essex is probably one of the last places anyone would expect to encounter an ancient Egyptian sarcophagus. That unexpected setting is precisely what made this discovery so unusual. In 2014, auctioneer Stephen Drake was conducting a routine house clearance in the village of Bradwell-on-Sea when he noticed something rare. Resting inside the property was what appeared to be a genuine Egyptian sarcophagus dating back roughly 3,000 years. The owner of the house had passed away, and relatives admitted they knew almost nothing about the artifact. No clear explanation existed regarding how it arrived there or why it had remained hidden for so long. And even the sarcophagus offers very few clues about its owner. Any identifying inscriptions that may once have existed have either vanished or become unreadable through time. Perhaps the strangest detail is the absence of clear records documenting its arrival in Britain. That uncertainty has fueled speculation for years and left experts wondering how such a rare object ended up sitting unnoticed inside an ordinary English home. Number 9. The Venus of Dolve Vistanis. For almost 100 years, scholars thought they understood how the Venus of Dolve Vistanis had been made. The small figurine, discovered in 1925 near Brno in the Czech Republic, is considered the oldest known ceramic artifact ever found, created roughly 29,000 years ago during the Upper Paleolithic period. The accepted view was that the figure had been formed from several pieces of clay joined together during construction. That idea survived until 2021, when experts at the Defy Technological Institute in Brno examined it using advanced 3D microscopy. The results pointed in a different direction. Rather than multiple sections, the figurine was shaped from a single mass of clay. The examination also revealed traces of charcoal, bone fragments, and small pieces of mammoth ivory mixed into the material. 4 tiny holes on the top of the head have added support to a long-standing theory that the figure once wore a feathered headdress. Even after decades of study, Venus continues to raise new questions. Number 8. The Golden Cross of Bulgaria. Bulgarian archaeologists generated considerable excitement in November 2018 when they uncovered a remarkable golden cross at the ruins of Trapezitsa Fortress in Tarnovo, the former capital of the Second Bulgarian Empire. Almost immediately, some experts suggested it could be the oldest known golden crucifix ever discovered. The artifact was found beneath an altar pillar inside the remains of the fortress church. Its condition alone was enough to attract attention, but its material made the discovery even more unusual. Most crucifixes from the period were fashioned from bronze or iron, whereas this example was crafted from gold. The cross is hollow and contains small wooden fragments sealed within its interior. It also bears an engraved depiction of the crucifixion. These details led some researchers to speculate that the wood may have originated from the true cross itself, but proving such a claim is impossible. Number 7. Oyu stone circles of Japan's Stonehenge tends to dominate conversations about prehistoric stone circles, but Japan has its own mysterious examples. The Oyu stone circles were created sometime between 3,500 and 4,000 years ago during the late Jomon period and still puzzle researchers today. Instead of massive standing stones, the site is made up of smaller rocks carefully arranged across a broad plateau. What's particularly interesting is that archaeologists suspect the plateau itself may have been intentionally prepared before the circles were constructed. Two major circles form the heart of the site. The larger Manza circle stretches roughly 150 feet across, while the smaller Nanakato circle sits nearby. Both feature concentric layouts with additional rings extending inward. Several upright stones are surrounded by smaller circular arrangements, leading some experts to suspect an astronomical purpose. Their alignment appears to correspond with both the winter solstice and the vernal equinox. But as we say, the truth is gone with the people who built it. Number 6. Minoan statue found in Crete. The Chryselephantine statue, known as the Palakastro Kouros, currently sits in the Museum of Cettea on the island of Crete. Experts believe the statue dates to the late Minoan period around 3,500 years ago, placing it firmly within the Bronze Age. Standing roughly 20 inches tall, it is unusually large by Minoan standards. Its construction is equally impressive. The body was crafted from hippopotamus ivory covered with sheets of gold foil, while the head was carved separately from serpentine stone. What truly sets the figure apart is its extraordinary level of detail. Veins are visible in the hands, tendons appear clearly in the feet, and every feature displays remarkable craftsmanship. Because of its materials and workmanship, researchers believe it may have served as a cult object used during religious ceremonies. Some have even suggested it represents a youthful Zeus, though that interpretation remains uncertain. Whatever its actual identity, it remains the only known Minoan sculpture of its kind ever discovered. Number 5. The Lebombo bone at first. The Lebombo bone doesn't look particularly remarkable. It's simply a baboon fibula discovered during the 1970s inside Border Cave near the Lebombo Mountains of southern Africa. Yet this small object may represent one of humanity's earliest attempts at counting or record-keeping. What attracts attention are the 29 notches cut into its surface around 44,000 years ago. They were clearly made deliberately, but nobody can say with certainty what they were meant to record. Some researchers have suggested the markings were used to track menstrual cycles. Others believe the bone functioned as a lunar calendar. The mystery deepens because one end appears broken, raising the possibility that additional markings once existed but were lost long ago. Older engraved bones have been discovered elsewhere, yet none display the same level of organization. Similar tally systems are still used by the San people of Namibia today, creating a fascinating connection between distant prehistory and living traditions. Number 4. Spanish cross discovered in Maryland. Archaeological discoveries don't always announce themselves dramatically. Sometimes they emerge from an ordinary pile of dirt. That's exactly what happened in 2022 during excavations at St. Mary's Colonial Fort in Maryland. While researchers sifted through soil from a scheduled dig, a small object nearly slipped past unnoticed. Covered in dirt and corrosion, it looked unremarkable at first. Once cleaned, however, it revealed something unexpected: a rare Spanish cross. Experts identified it by its distinctive shape, including 2 horizontal crossbars and flared ends. Because such artifacts are uncommon in the region, outside specialists were brought in to examine it. Their conclusions suggested the cross was around 370 years old and likely originated in Caravaca, a famous Spanish pilgrimage center. That raises an obvious question. Maryland was founded as an English colony, and relations between English and Spanish communities were often tense. So how did a Spanish religious artifact end up there? Number 3. Tutankhamun's war trumpets. When Howard Carter opened Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922, attention naturally focused on the golden treasures surrounding the young pharaoh. Yet among the thousands of objects recovered were 3 musical instruments that later developed a mystery of their own. 2 trumpets were crafted from silver, while a third was made of bronze. Military scenes engraved on their surfaces led researchers to identify them as ceremonial war trumpets. Despite being more than 3,000 years old, they remained astonishingly well preserved. Then, strange stories began to surround them. In 1939, one of the trumpets was played publicly. Soon afterward, the Second World War erupted. Years later, another performance occurred shortly before the Gulf War. A further appearance reportedly took place not long before the Egyptian uprising of 2011. Many dismiss these connections as coincidences, and there is no evidence linking the instruments to real events. Nevertheless, the pattern has become part of their legend. Whether cursed or simply unlucky, no one can explain. It simply defies explanation. Number 2. Medusa military medal. Military awards are nothing new. Long before modern medals existed, ancient civilizations honored bravery and achievement in their own ways. One remarkable example emerged from the ancient Turkish city of Pare in 2022. Dating back roughly 1,800 years, the artifact immediately stood out because of its unusual appearance. Rather than displaying an emperor, soldier, or military symbol, it was shaped in the likeness of Medusa, the legendary Gorgon whose gaze was said to turn people into stone. At first, the choice seemed strange. Why would a military decoration carry the face of such a feared creature? The answer may lie in the meaning attached to Medusa in the ancient world. While modern stories often portray her as a monster, ancient Greeks frequently viewed her image as protective. Her face appeared on shields, buildings, and personal objects intended to ward off danger. Researchers believe this medal may have been awarded to someone who successfully defended a person or a key position. Number 1. Ancient toy chariot. Most people link toy vehicles with the modern world. Children play with them today, their parents played with them before them, and generations have continued the tradition. Discoveries from Turkey suggest that the idea may be far older than anyone once imagined. Found in 2017 at Sumatar, this small wheeled chariot dates back 5,000 years. Crafted from earthenware and designed with movable wheels, it bears a striking resemblance to what many would see as a toy vehicle. Its size strongly suggests it was made for a child. If that interpretation is correct, it could represent the oldest toy car ever discovered. The artifact even challenges another famous contender, a 4,000-year-old rattle found in Turkey years earlier. Beyond its age, the object offers something more personal. It provides a rare glimpse into childhood in the distant past. Well, if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.